you ever have an issue that you want a little help on, you can always message us at Ben and Kelly Show, and we'll toss it out to our listeners. See if we can help guide you.
When you need advice, come to Ben and Kelly. It's group therapy on 99.7 DJX.
We got a message. My name is Lane, not my real name.
Okay.
And my husband and I have been married for 7 years. We have an 18-month-old daughter. My husband and I are in our early 30s. We have a pretty good marriage overall. We love each other. We take time away from our daughter to spend quality time together. We make the effort to keep and relish in our own hobbies and friend groups. We have good communication. We have a healthy love life about once a week or so. Wow. Most days, I feel pretty lucky to have the life that I do. But my husband is real handsy with me. Like, anytime I'm near him, he's groping, grabbing, pinching, smacking, kissing, humping, etc. And no, Ben, not the occasional hump when I bend over to pick something up. Haha.
I mean, who hasn't used that move, right?
This is constant. Like, I'll be dicing vegetables, cleaning, relaxing, exercising, shopping. He'll just start with all the touching, basically holding me hostage until he feels like he's done doing what he wants with me. I realize this sounds like a really small thing, and I should be so lucky that my husband worships me and my body, but I don't see it that way. I feel like my personal space is constantly being violated, and it's just too much. And it's not like he's doing these things in some romantic attempt to be sweet. It kind of borders animalistic.
Oh, wow.
He's aggressive when he does it, and I find it irritating. I can't make dinner without a 45-second pause where I just stand there, and then he grabs on me and laughs.
Okay.
His love language is clearly physical touch.
Right.
And he's always asking me for a hug and a kiss. I could be in the middle of gardening or cleaning a toilet, and he'll say, I want a hug. Mm-hmm. And when I don't stop everything I'm doing to give him a hug or kiss, it makes me feel guilty. And then he jokes, I wish my wife loved me.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. I've talked to him about the fact that it really bothers me, and that I've read blogs and done research to support and validate my feelings. Mm-hmm. He agreed to cool it, but he never really did. So am I crazy for feeling this way, and how do I get him to knock it off? Any suggestions or guidance is appreciated. Thanks.
Man, that is delicate, because
it is.
When your, love language is two different opposite things, that can be conflicting. And, I think about this like, is this what my wife feels? Because I'm not like, it doesn't sound like
you're on that
I'm
level, are you?
aggressive.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm aggressive with it, but certainly when, she's at the sink or whatever, what husband hasn't come up behind his wife, right?
And done a little loving.
A little
touchy.
A little humpy, a little touchy, little.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
I need you to not say it like that.
Humpy?
I need you to not say it like that.
I mean, I feel like I am this guy to some extent. And if my wife were like, yeah, I really don't want you doing that. Like, my wife will say things like, why is it every time I am cooking dinner, you feel the need to do this or whatever. And so maybe that's her also kind of saying, hey, you need to cool it on that. But then it's like, I don't know. Like I'm conflicted with this. I don't know what to say here.
Yeah, this is really tough because she's trying to be delicate. She doesn't want him to feel like she doesn't love him or she's not attracted to him. Mm-hmm. But she just needs there to be a few little boundaries. Like, hey, let's just dial it back a notch.
All right. Well, obviously, I'm going to be no help. So this is where we're going to need you, especially if you have overcome something like this in your relationship.
Handsy Ben, I'm confused.
Handsy Ben.
What do I do with my hands?
I know. I mean, sometimes the butt is right there. Like, it's just right there. It's right there.
Julie's just cracking me up. You're cracking me up because you're talking about my husband. So I think we're hitting a nerve with this one, I think, for a lot of ladies out there.
All right, 502-571-9970. It's group therapy. One of the things I love about Group 9970 JX is that we have a team of professionals, of listeners who have been in your situation, can offer up their advice and even are in a field studying your issue.
Wow.
Yeah, so we got a message from Lainey, not her real name, says she loves her husband. They've been married 7 years. They got an 18-month-old daughter. They have different love languages. His is physical touch. He's handsy all the time. She needs a break. Not getting the message, though.
Yeah, and so a lot of people are chiming in that, they're kind of in a similar situation. Jasmine said, my husband of 15 years gropes my girls constantly. Mm-hmm. Like, in quote.
Yeah.
You know what she's talking about, or tatas. Mm-hmm. It's annoying and we talked about it, but he will never change. I've taken to grab him in back in order to get him to stop.
Oh, wow.
That's the way to do it. Give him a taste of his own medicine.
Sure. Brittany.
So I love the love languages, and I think a really important thing to consider is that with love languages, you give and receive very differently, right? So it sounds like his love language for receiving is physical affection, but hers is not. So I think they should consider what her love language is and have the consideration in the conversation of like, hey, husband, my love language is this, and you're not filling me up by, loving me in that way. And I understand your love language is physical affection, and I'll try to do a better job of filling you up by giving you that physical affection that you're craving.
Right.
And maybe we can meet in the middle.
That sounds like a compromise. Okay.
Yeah, because it almost sounds like he's kind of like craving a little bit more and kind of calling out maybe a little bit for help, like, hey, I'm not feeling loved right now, and my only way of knowing how to feel loved is by giving physical affection, because that's how I feel the love.
Gotcha. Brittany, you sound smart.
Look, I'm in a counseling master's program, so this is what I do.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so this was really speaking to me this morning.
Oh, well, Brittany, thank you so much for giving us your expertise on this.
I love it. I wish them both the best of luck. Thanks, Ben and Kelly. I love listening to you all.
Oh, appreciate it, Brittany. Have a good one.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Right, bye-bye. Hey, Andrew the Love Doctor. All right, this is a big one.
It's a good one. Well, first and foremost, she's kind of lucky that she's got a husband that wants to touch her and be around her. A couple of things are going on here, though, guys. I'm guessing that probably in his past, at some point in time, he didn't get the physical part of the relationship from somebody else, whether it was parenting, friends, family, people he used to date in the past, because my love language is exactly the same as his. It's physical touch. Now, if it's a pat on the tail, pat on the back as you walk through the kitchen is one thing, but she said it got to the point to where it was almost too aggressive.
Yeah.
So what needs to happen here is obviously have the same conversation again, and if it continues, then they probably need to seek out a real doctor who can actually walk them through this, because it is a thing what they're both going through. And maybe the 18-month-old, my question is, the 18-month-old's probably getting a bunch of attention from mom.
Yeah.
I would gather. So maybe he's feeling a little bit left out as well. So that'd be another question for you to ask.
Oh, good point. Good point. Well, Andrew the Love Doctor, thank you as always.
You better love it.
Man, and like I said, I didn't feel like I was going to be a whole lot of help here, because I almost relate to her husband.
You're now examining your own actions. Yeah.
Maybe I need to tone it back a little bit. I don't know.
Well, Akeisha said, my husband's love language is definitely touch. Mine is acts of service. But luckily for him, I'm a massage therapist, so I do probably touch him more than than other people would. She said, find a happy medium. Mm-hmm. Maybe your husband needs to learn a way to touch you that you like, and maybe not at inconvenient times.
All right.
And she is trying to, that's the thing. She has already tried to talk to her husband about this.
Right.
And he's kind of not getting the hint. He said that he would, back off a little bit, but he hasn't. So I think maybe this follow-up conversation, just saying, listen, I'm going to try to meet you halfway, but you got to meet me halfway. You got to lay off a little bit. I love you and I love us, but put the brakes a little bit.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck. I don't know
Did we just give you that talk too?
I don't maybe. I don't know. I don't know if we helped or not, but yeah, if you want to chime in, you have an experience that you'd like to share, at Ben and Kelly Show on Facebook. That is group therapy.